How's it going, everyone? It's aLeoMain, but also known as Senior 6, or you can just call me 6. So, I got a couple rank matches for you guys to check out, and I'm gonna put some commentary over it with something a little different than what I normally do. Because if this was TikTok, it would be like an AI voice, but I'm more active on TikTok, but I could start posting more over here. Just let me know. Okay, so the map is Leo's memory. We got little girl, forward, prisoner, and painter. Now the area where little girl spawned at, the factory, that's where I like to go first. So whichever survivor spawns over there, they're always going to be first chased. Unless it's a survivor that can possibly counter me, then I won't go that direction, I'll go somewhere else. So almost every time I go this direction, survivors always go upstairs and vault this window. It happens almost every time, but there's sometimes it doesn't happen and survivors go different directions, and when they do, I go for the survivor in the center. And I can tell when a survivor doesn't go upstairs and goes a different direction because tinnitus doesn't activate, or if it is activated, it deactivates. So I know they left the area. Now, whenever I'm chasing the little girl first, there's two tricks I like to do to counter her ability. I guess somewhat counter them. One is to completely avoid it like you just saw, and the next is to use an object for collision, which you're about to see right now. I know sometimes it's not that easy to time her pages, but I mean it's kind of obvious. Once you get close enough, she's pretty much going to use one. So either back away to try to avoid it, or get close enough to an object where you can use it for collision and not get pushed back so far. And by the way, did you just see me get a hit on a little girl and use the Phantom to break a pallet so I could get back into the chase a lot quicker? That's how you use Phantom strategically. Keep that in mind. So the little girl attached herself to Prisoner, forcing him to get off the cipher. I mean, she could have just ran away and let him decode, but hey, this is what little girls do, I guess. So now I got two survivors injured, and all I have to do is blink on one of them, so let's see what's gonna be. Puppets don't display right in replays. They'll walk through objects and just moonwalk, sidewalk, all kind of walk, but I don't know what's wrong with it. They just don't display correctly in replays. Like right now, Prisoner's over there dismantling my puppet, but it should be next to the cipher. See how he disappears and the puppet just slides over there? They don't display correctly. But I'm currently making sure no one's going for the rescue, so I'm looking around. Tinnitus is activated and I don't think it's the prisoner, so I know someone's nearby. And it happens to be the forward. It really doesn't matter who comes for the rescue. I try to pressure him the exact same way, with the Phantom and try to get the double hit. If I have two stacks of rage, I use a Phantom and a puppet. I was able to get a terror shock here, luckily. I also gotta hit him with the disappointed emote because he got terror shocked. So without tinnitus being activated, I know there's no survivors nearby, so I'm gonna put forward in the chair. Tinnitus activates on my way that way, so I know there's a survivor in the area. That's probably gonna rescue him first. So once I get him in a chair, I'm gonna put a puppet over there by little girl. I really didn't care too much if they rescued forward, I just wanted to make sure little girl got out the game first. So this red puppet trick really wasn't necessary, but it worked out. So we got 3 ciphers left, forwards on the ground, prisoners injured, and I'm about to be in a chase with Painter. But I'm just waiting for my red puppet to finish its cooldown so I can teleport back to forward and get him in a chair. You see, I had thought this painting messed me up because right when the cooldown finished, he put it out, and it caused me to be stunned for a bit. And I thought forward was going to pick himself up within that time, but luckily he didn't. And since Prisoner is injured, he won't be able to rescue, so it's going to have to be Painter coming for the rescue. I saw this cipher moving, so I thought someone was over here, but I was tricked. It was only the connection that Prisoner had. Now, I do still have my puppet over there, and I could have used it to teleport, but I wanted to keep it on a survivor, make sure it's chasing someone instead of just roaming around randomly. Had to look away just in case Painter put down his painting. I didn't want to look at it, you know. But with my puppet chasing him, it's going to keep him from decoding for a bit, and that's all I need. See, Forrester has a lot of his football left, so I know he's going to use it around in this area. Going to drop this pallet, of course, I already know it's going to make distance. But there's a reason why I call this area right here, the factory, a weak area. Because all you have is this pallet. Once this pallet is gone, there's nothing you can do to avoid getting hit. Even if I didn't have Blink, I would still be able to catch up to that survivor. The only reason why I used it here is because I knew Forward was going to use his football to create more distance and I didn't have time to vault the window. It's crazy how we even tried using Flywood to make the window, but still couldn't. Okay, well that last one might have been a little bit personal, but we got one cipher left with prisoner injured and painter somewhere around here. Let's see what we could do. So while I'm securing him to the chair, I look around to see what cipher's shaking. I notice this one way over here is. So I'm just trying to get within range so the puppet could actually reach the cipher. And when I actually get the puppet over there, I see both survivors over there. And since both of them were over there, I had a feeling one of them was going to start dismantling my puppet, so I threw another one just to make sure they don't do that. Because a lot of the time they don't expect the second puppet to appear. They're usually distracted dismantling the first. And that's how I got Prisoner down with the second puppet. Now since Painter gave me his painting right here, I don't have to really worry about him because that was his last painting. I'm just going to put Prisoner in a chair and then go after him. My puppet is still chasing the Painter, so I'm going to know where he's at the entire time unless he dismantles it. But while I'm at it, I'm going to take a quick shock so I can build some rage up right here. Okay, so he's still dismantling my puppet. He's going to let it go right here and start running away. But he can't really go anywhere because there's a puppet chasing him. If he drops a pallet, it's going to break the pallet and I can walk straight through it, so he can't really do much. He's going to have to tap the puppet before he drops a pallet if he doesn't want it to break it immediately. Which is kind of what he does right here. He tries to stun me, but it doesn't work. And I'm not sure he's looking behind him because he doesn't see me not go that direction and just go all the way around instead. And he has nowhere to go from here, so it's pretty much over at this point. Alright, well, a nice little 4 minutes isn't bad. I guess if you want more videos like this, let me know. I gotta go for now.